Hey guys, Doug here again with another video. This one is, it's been a while coming. You may remember me robbing that beaver dam or beaver house in the summertime when I carved that beaver face on that piece of wood. I have a couple more pieces left and I thought it would be a fun. Well, let's start here. You've seen me do all kinds of these bark carvings, and my favorite thing to do ever is carve faces. So that's what we're going to do today, because I haven't really talked through a lot of my bark carving in the past. It's always been like for demonstration. But today I thought, we'll knock a face in here. I'll talk you through it a little bit. I'm not going to cover every single cut because it's going to take forever. But I'll show you how I set it up and how I go about carving in this. But before we get carried away here, this video is sponsored. Big thanks to Wood Carving Illustrated. This, folks, I'm happy about. I have turned down sponsorships daily for years because I didn't want anything that didn't represent who I am or what I am. Wood Carving Illustrated, the magazine, has been a huge influence in my carving life and my friends and family even. And great magazine. Well, in fact, last week I made this little ducky on wheels from a Sarah Bearclaw plan, but yeah, from their magazine. And I've done multiple projects from them. Great magazine, very worth your time to look into. And they gave me a promo code, Linker, all caps, Linker. And with your online subscription, they will give you some little freebies, some little downloads, some extra little plans and whatnot. So have a look over at woodcarvingillustrated.com and yeah, check them out. Very worthwhile. And I'm excited to be working with them, and you're going to hear more about them in the future. Time to come. They'll be, we're going to work together a little bit more, so I'm excited. But back to my stick here. I would like to knock one face in here today, but I'm going to keep this stick around for those down times when I'm bored, and I'm going to use this stick, and I'm going to put faces all over it so that in time, this will be like my, my doodle stick. In time, I would like to have this whole beaver stick because it has nice chews. Every corner has beaver chews. So I would like to have a little doodle stick with faces all over it. And yeah, so that's just a start. So let's get at it. I mounted on a backing board with some screws, and we're going to mount it up here behind me and get cracking. So I just use these little spring clamps, put them on my board here. Got my board sitting on a, who knows, 5-degree angle here, all right? But you might wonder what kind of wood that is, and I wonder the same. I have no idea. But what I do know is I trust the beaver, because the beaver is not going to have anything in his house or chew on anything that I can't carve. And that's what I honestly believe, that usually maybe poplars and aspens and wood like that is what the beavers chew, because they want to eat that inner bark around it and chew the branches in the softwood. So trust the beaver. I'm guessing it's probably aspen or poplar, but time will tell. Not that I can tell even when I do, but I imagine it's going to be the white wood, similar to what I did with the beaver in the summer. And yeah, we'll just give her a go. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a line on here. I'm not going to make that face dead center. Like I said, I want to have staggered faces and whatnot, so I'm just going to put a line right here. And that's how I'm going to do it. Now, in the past, I haven't really talked my way through these very often. So let's just start by saying I'm going to put in an eye line right here. There's lots of rules. We'll talk about rules and whatnot, but I'm going to start with number 15, number 9, 15 millimeter, number 9. I'm just going to run that across here and see if our wood's not too punky. Yeah, this is very similar to the stick I took that I carved the beaver out of, all right? So, yeah, no, I can work with that, I think, anyway. So, let's just, yeah, no, that's gonna be good. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna get punky. But, okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take a number 20 millimeter, number 9. Just gonna set in some little eye sockets here. All right, and then maybe a bottom of a nose. Now, This is the money area. So as far as the eyes and the nose, that's going to be in that center third. So let's say this was a 1/3. If I took that up from this line here and went up here, this is the top of the head where it starts to come in. So the hairline will be a little bit lower than that. And the same thing with from the bottom of the nose. This would be the chin. But we don't have a chin because we're going to have a beard. And like I said, the hairline, we'll worry about that later. But just to be safe, I'm going to draw a line right here. That's going to be a low hairline, just so that I can get that forehead back where I want it before we get too carried away. All right. So I got number 3, 25 mil, and that's just going to be my little rough router of all things, right? So just want to kind of set in the forehead here. Just it's gonna go up later, but all right. Now this is a man, so the man's forehead is going to be back on more of an angle than a woman's, but anyway, we're not there yet. I'm just getting carried away, but I want to keep that center line in mind at all times. All right. There we go. So I've got my bridge of a nose kind of set in there, so let's kind of make a rough nose. This is how I set up almost all my guys here. So I'm going to stick with that bigger 20 mil number 9, and I'm just going to go right up each side. Right up each side like that, okay? Really get that in there deep. And then I'm going to stick it straight in here. Bring her out. Go. Now you can see I got some nice deep eye sockets. Those are going to be too deep. I'm going to soften them up. Soften them right up here. Right. Might as well take the edge off the nose while I'm at it. All right. And there we go. We're off to a good start. Angle the nose. So, with the human head, normally we would say 1 to 1.5. So, whatever the 1 is wide, it'll be 1.5 tall. But since we're going to have the flowing beard and crazy hair, really not important. Like I said, if we went the 1/3 rule, the chin would be here, but we're never going to see the chin. But that also means the mouth is up here. And on the Woodspirit, the beard and mustache hair is going to overhang that, so those numbers are really irrelevant right now. But as you can see, we're off to a good start getting our nose and our eye sockets set in. All right, like so. When I'm looking at this guy now, I got some points here, so I'm going to take my number 3 here, just clean all that off of there. And maybe once again, bring that back a little bit. All right. We keep bringing that back. We'll probably do that a few times before we're done. But, oh, Mr. Beaver, he picked a fine piece of wood. Very white and nice. Good job, Beaver. But again, I'm going to soften that up, and again, right out to the outside here too. Take a bit of that temple area out. All right. All right. Now, you can see this is really flared up. Even this is not going to be enough. To get that in there, we need those inside of those eyes. We need depth on the inside of those eyes there. All right. So I'm going to just going to take a little number 5, not number 5, a 5 mil number 9. I'm just going to come down like so. All right. Same thing we did with the aspen stick and the Woodspirit face, but I think maybe I used number 11. It wouldn't matter if you used number 11 or number 9, but I'm going to up that just a little bit to number 7. A little bit bigger. All right. Just really get that depth in there. Yeah. Do the same thing on this side. I love carving faces. I think this is where I'm headed in life. Face carver. Almost as much as my little people. So, got my number 3 again. I'm going to thin the top of that nose down a bit. Alright. Good. All right. Also want to decide with the nose. With the nose is basically the center of the eyeball will be the edge of those nasal flares. But for now, all I'm going to do, take a little knife here. I'm just going to put a little cut in here. Just not that that's going to be where they are. That just sets them in so that I know what I'm working with. I'm going to round them later, but I just want to reserve the width here. And take off my shirt. My goodness. I'll give you a little head-on view here. Eye sockets. Got the inside of the eyes dug in deep. I got my width of my nose set. All right. And I still got to get that forehead back a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit higher. But you know what's fun when I'm looking at this? This is exactly what I wanted, because I want some crazy hair going up like that, all right? So, and the same thing, even the beard is going to come flowing down here, so that hairline is probably going to be up here before we're done. But there you go. I'm going to, let's go with the number 7. I got a 20 mil number 7 here. I'm just going to go up each side of the nose here. Just kind of set in those. All right. Maybe across the top. Setting up a little bit of a little ball there. And on the bottom. All right. Now we're getting a little ahead of ourselves again, but that's what I do. All right. So, I'm gonna leave that marker. Let's go to a pencil here. I'm gonna put these little nasal flares in here. And we're gonna soften around those corners here. All right, and maybe even bring it up a little bit higher here, like that. All right. A little bit of rounding. He's gonna have a bit of a wonky nose, not a perfect nose like mine. Just kidding. Yeah, I'll give him a bump or two. Again with that number 7, and run that right up each side. Alright. Where's my V-tool? So, just gonna take a V-tool here. That's a 14.6 mil. So just to start this process. See that? can hardly see that side with the camera in the way, but I trust we're okay. I'm going to take a little bit above the nasal fold there. All right. Come up underneath the nose. The start of our nostril, really. I'm working a little bit blind on this side, so I'll fix up any mistakes later maybe. But and then we're just going to round that right over. Round that over. All right. Clean it up again. All right. Now, like I said, let's work on that hairline. Since I know my hair is going to be going crazy, I'm going to come on a big angle up here. All right. But I need to get that depth in the forehead. They say that there's 3 planes to the forehead. It usually ends up round by the end. Front plane and 2 sides, right? All right. I gotta get that side up higher, but you're in the way. Okay. Got it fairly even across there. Fairly even. Alright, let's leave that alone for now. I can see now that I see this side of the nose. A little bit of work to do here. And come around again with that number 14.6 V tool. Trying to twin it up with the other side here. Right. All right. Okay, so always cleaning up, clean up, clean up. Trying to keep it clean. All right. Now, I'm going to take this number 7 here. We're going to get our temples back. The temple area, both sides. Might as well clean up some of this too while we're at it. Oh, just about lost the nose. Nicked the nose. This really is a nice wood. If I was a betting man, I'd say it's an aspen tree. Came from up north. They're very plentiful. They like to have their feet wet. That's why they're always close to water. So probably a trembling aspen, which coincidentally, one sec. Coincidentally, I just bought a whole board. Look at that. See that price? $9.75 Canadian. So it's at like $4 American. But That's 1-inch thick aspen, and I carved a bunch of those moons with this wood, and it's a wonderful carving wood, even dried. It might even be kiln dried, but beautiful wood to carve. So if you don't have basswood, aspen just might be an alternative. I'm happy with them so far. I'm gonna bring that nose back a little bit here, and maybe I'm gonna take my number 20 here, follow through with that a little bit. All right, at 15, maybe soften up those eyebrows. My wife is sneezing downstairs. My floor is creaking under my feet. Oh, all right. Now we can soften. We don't need any sharp edges. All right. Don't need them. Don't want them. I'm gonna take a little bit more off the outside here. Okay, so everybody say hello to the train. Hello, train. No one's gonna accuse me of not having the inside eyes deep enough. You know, one of my most popular videos is carving a face in a cedar log, and it drives me crazy because that video is so bad. I had no idea whatsoever what I was doing, and yeah, it's got so many views. It's terrible. It's embarrassing, really. So I'm gonna look at this guy. I'm just drawing these upper eyelids on here. All right. One thing we should note, the inside of the eyes here, they need to be just as deep, but we got a bit of a rounding there. So I think I'm going to cut my eyelid in here first, and then we'll see how much we need to take off the outside. All right. You can see I'm just using the side of that V-tool too. Kind of planing my way down. Okay. All right. So what I like to do, let's pretend that's the outside of the eye. Maybe a little C shape in here too, right up to that. All right. And what we're doing is creating that mound. In fact, really, I can bring that right around. Keep that coming up this way, and create a little mound there. All right. If you don't have a number 9 7mm, it doesn't matter at all if you have a number 8 6mm. All it is, it's a gouge, right? You could probably get away with the a number 11. We're just gouging these little spots here. So don't get too caught up with the numbers that I'm calling out, but I'm calling them out because you would ask me otherwise, but I'm just going to round that off a little bit. All right. All right. Same on this side. our eye mounds. Okay, back to the front here. I think we're getting there pretty good. I like those eye mounds. What I do want to do here is I want to run this down the side here. Big mid-face groove, but pretty big. Super size mid-face groove. This is gonna be an older fella. He's gonna have lots of wrinkles. I'm gonna run that right up, kind of into the eyeball there. Same on this side. All right, we gotta lose some of these hard edges again, but I do want to keep that cheekbone out there. All right. It's just a puttering. Just putter until I'm happy. All right. So, good. We can clean that up later. I want to kind of set in this mustache area here. Get those nostril flares right in there deep. Get some shadow in behind there. Not that that's tucked in behind, but there is a shadow. It's very easy to have those come back in, and that's not the case. In fact, when in doubt, get yourself a little mirror, and that will tell you the truth pretty quick. You know, it's funny, when I was a trim carpenter, everywhere that I went, I would look at trim work. And of course, judge it accordingly. But now I find everyone that I meet, I'm looking at their faces. And it's fun, but I also get in trouble. Because here's what you don't say. You don't look at your wife or whatever and say, hey, you do have hooded eyes too. Not meaning anything by it whatsoever. You're just observing because you didn't really know about carving hooded eyes before. And now you're in trouble for saying your wife has hooded eyes. So, we're in this together. We'll learn together. Okay, let's not get too carried away, but I do want to set in those nostrils, so let's get down a little bit lower. All right, I'm just going to take this little skew here and dig that in there. I'll do that a couple times. I'll flatten that out there. Same thing up here. You can, if you wanted to, say take, what do we got here? 7. Here's the number 9, 7. Just kind of dig it in there too. A little bit. As long as you got the room, you can clean it up after. Because you always cut in with a gouge. You always make little cuts in there. But and before I'm done, I will at some point turn this whole thing upside down and look at it from the bottom up. So all will be fixed and evened out. So, all right. Now we obviously have a long way to go with our fella here, but I'm looking at this and I want to resolve a little bit of this hair issue with the mustache before we finish the whole eyes and everything else with it. So I think I'm going to take maybe some V tools and gouges and just kind of start laying out some hair, and then maybe we can even get a side of the head cut in. All right. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, and yeah, let's see what happens here. I love that I'm gonna work up into this. I'm gonna work up into that beaver chew. Love it. So I started with a big number 20 gouge. I'll probably take number 11 here, which is a little bit deeper again. Get some of these, just dig it right in there deep. All right. But you can tell I'm already getting excited about this, and I shouldn't be. This was just to know where I'm going. So allow me a minute or two just to play, because I love this part too. All right. Also, what I'll be doing, like I said, I'm deepening it with like a number 11. I'll even take a V tool too and get right in there and dig some real deep corners in there. You see that? Really give it some depth. But you see what I'm saying? This is not the time for this right now. But somebody was asking where I've been or what I've been up to, and I've been radio silent, but it has been a crazy few weeks around here. I've gained 2 grandchildren in the last 2 weeks. I've also had snowstorms and busy at work, and again, not to mention working in the bush and stuff. So I have reason to be away, but I sure love coming back here and doing some carving, that's for sure. Okay, Doug, you dummy, leave it alone. That's the idea, and I'm excited. Friggin', I love it. This is gonna be cool coming up in here. I said this is gonna be a doodle one. This may end up being the main course here. So, something I like about this here is I got this coming around here. If I want to continue that hairline, that means I need a hairline, right? But I also can't go flat out here. So I have to bring in the sides of his head a little bit. Same on both sides, and give a spot to be able to come around with hair coming out of here, right? So that's why it's a good thing I did not do the finish these eyes up. Right? So I'm just gonna give a little thinning up that, what do you call it? Temple area here. Do the same thing on the other side. And now I have somewhere to continue that crazy hair all around. Alright. But you know what? I can do this side, because you can't see me doing this side, so I can do that on my time. And we can keep working on this fella. Alright. So, see what I'm saying? Now I can bring some hair down. Imagine I can even take my my V tool. All right, run her up in there. Yeah, I can. I like it. All right. Okay, but enough of that. Let's get this mustache in here. Something that does not seem right when you come from the character carving world, but this guy here, no real mustache, right? Same as this guy. I mean, it's there, obviously. This guy, see that? I don't really have a mustache until, if you do a mustache, like on this guy here, it's just a subtle little V cut. So we're not going to cut a big V with a mouth or tongue hanging out. It's just going to be a very subtle little V cut in there, just to give the, it's not the illusion, it actually is the mouth opening. But this is a hairy guy. Kind of reminds me of what I'm turning into, but he's very hairy, so he's not going to have a perfectly trimmed mustache. It's just going to be long and wind blown, and I mean, the guy's outside all the time. It's going to be so wind blown. So yeah, he's unkept, as they say. So that's what we're going to do here. Lots of cleanup on this guy. Get all that surface wood off of there. Actually, I can go all the way around this guy. So, same idea as we did on top. I just want to get a few of these major main things in there. So, let's just say we're going to give him a bit of a hint of a mustache. And it does not have to be perfect this way or that way, but we'll give him a little bit. All right. So that wood wants to go this way. And there will not be like points, finishing points either. It's just going to end up flowing with the actual beard. All right, so I'm going to take my little number 3 here. The 3 is really what I would think of as my flat, you know? I don't really use a flat chisel on my carvings, but I could. All right, anyway. Let's go with the, what do we want to use? 15. Start with a number 9, 15. Number 9, number 11, number 3. Those have to be some of my, if I can only pick a few, 3 would be a 9, 11, and a 3, I think. All right. Of course, various sizes of each. But you can see right here, that's the end of the mustache, and it's going to be a smooth, clean transition. Like there's not going to be a stopping spot. All right. Now you can see no straight lines. Even if it feels wrong, just keep it moving. You can see wood breaking here, not as clean, but that's that outer edge. A little bit, not really punky, but it's a little bit softer. So. Just getting a little shadow in here. All right, that's all we need. And I'm taking number 11 here. Like I said, we're going to be going over this multiple times with different tools and V tools and different gouges. All right, and probably a lot of it's going to be off camera because you can only watch so much of this. I understand it. All right. Okay, but now we also have to transition a bit of a beard, the side beard off of here too. All right, but you see how I got such a distinct cuts there? I don't want that. Normally a character carving, you put a big V cut there, but what I really want is just a smooth transition. All right, it just kind of becomes no real sharp lines. All right, there isn't a big. I mean, I don't have a big V cut where my beard stops and starts. And this kind of is actually a kind of a bit of a hollow under the cheekbone here. So it's a real nice place to transition. All right. I dig it. I'm going to clean this up off camera just a little bit, just to get rid of all the rough stuff, and we'll come back. Okay, I gotta stop because I'm getting carried away again. This can all be done after the fact, or closer to the end, but you can see how I got that nice little smooth transition. Mustache is still kind of there. This could be taken down a little bit, I think. Where's my, But yeah. Anyway, let's leave that alone for now. But yeah, I had to control myself because I'm getting too excited about the hair again. But anyway, what we got here now is a problem. Not a problem, but we need some space for some bushy eyebrows. Right? It doesn't have to be much. I'm just going to create a little extra. Just little lips in there. Not lips either. What are you talking about? Little ridges. All right. And then even if I take my my big number 9 here and give it a little bit extra there too, you can see that. And I'll come down here and soften this corner of the nose here. Even run it across. We can run it across. One more bump in the nose. All right. There. Now we just got something that we can set our eyebrows on. But problem I can see now is that my forehead is too flat. It needs to go back more. Right? So we can do it. That's why we just keep jumping all over, and we'll keep. We'll clean up that hairline after. Let's get the junk out of here. Let's get the junk out of here. All these hairs are going to come down nice and tight to the skin. Alright. But there you go. Hey knife guys, this is a deep holler knife. So is this one here. New knife maker on the block, and they're okay in my book. All right, quit farting around here. All right, I want to make some eyes. All right, so gonna want to be the same on both sides, obviously. Now these are, remember we talked about it earlier, these are the hooded eyes. So I'm gonna come around, and the only eyebrow or eyelid you're gonna see is back here. Okay, so we're not going to make our eyes too big. They're going to be underneath the flap of skin there. Now, just to be safe, I can take my little calipers here and say, that's my eyeball. So if I want them to be the same, and I do want them to be the same, that's what we're going to do. All right. So let's take a very small V tool, a little 2mm V tool here. I'm just going to run that around there, into that. You know what? Let's just do this one eye, and then I'll twin it. I'll twin it off camera, because this is going to be quite the movie we're making here. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to take my knife. Or if I can find my knife. No, I'm going to take my little skew blade here. Run around there. That eyeball has to get down. All right. If you look at your eye, see me? It's a slant, so the bottom of the eye is so much lower than the top of the eye. All right? All right. Just gonna run that around. Okay, now we can get at it. Alright, we got our corners in here. Inside corner. Alright. We're just going to set the whole eyeball down. Alright. All right, just like so. Now, I'll get my pencil here. That's very heavy there. All right, so I want to thin that up, but this is a ball, so I want to get that. I might even take my little V tool here, run it around, give it that ball shape again, and that's underneath of that one. All right, so I got that in there. So now I can thin that up with my knife. Thin that lower eyelid. All right. Get it right down. Same thing, tucking it underneath, just like a little mole. Come on, come on. Get my brush out here in a minute. All right, now I gotta clean that up. But I gotta get a little V cut up in that little area up here, okay? So I'm gonna go a little triangle cut just to show that there is a upper eyelid in there. See that? There we go. Alright. Come on. Alright, there we go. And again, I tuck that just underneath that upper lid, okay? Brush. Alright, and then just take a little, what do we do? Gonna put a little edge on there. A couple little. Where's that green? Wait, green. Green to me is the number. And that's how long this video is. I just had a low battery. It just shut down on me. Right. Just gonna put a couple little grooves in there. We'll clean that up better. We still have yet to do the eye bags, but for now, that's one eyeball, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Need to keep those coming right out the edge there, and now we can even add a couple little crow's feet to them. All right, but clean it up a little bit there. Give him some good wrinkles. This guy is old. He needs some wrinkles. Alright. But there you go. There's a couple eyes. So let's we're done with that line, aren't we? If we're not, we're too far gone regardless, so we're giving him a little bump in his nose. All right. I'm gonna do just a little bit more here. All right. Okay. I'm gonna soften up this edge here. These corners off, and let's give this guy some eyebrows. I'm going to go with the number 11. This one's a 3 mil, and I'm just going to go a little bit. I'm going to go across. I'm going to come down. Just randomly. Don't want it to be too uniform. Come down over the edge a bit. Right. This number 11 needs a little bit of help. All right. Or it just needs a little bit more. A little more force, that's what it needs. We don't need to do too many. Oh, there's a hair. Come on. Let's get that out of there. Come down. Alright. Now I'm going to stick that right in here. And go around this way. This way. Not a lot of room for wrinkles, so I'm going to take a little, tiny little 2mm V tool. Get that in there like that. Maybe we can get one in here, but we have to clean up that hairline yet, so a little premature wrinkling. But anyway, boy, he's looking pretty snazzy. All right. Okay. Hair. More hair. Really want to know where I'm going to be on that hairline, so I can really go in there now with a knife and clean it all up. Get right down to the scalp, so to say. And get a nice clean hairline. Right. Now also, you can see I have a V tool here. Where is it? I love this. This is a 16.6 V tool. Look at the degree on that. And that is the money to get these little deep little, like I said, just really get them in here and really make a difference. Just stick in one area, just carve it right out. Get some real big shadows everywhere. Like, all right. If you don't have something like that, just take your knife and just stick that knife in there and just cut out some real deep V cuts with your knife, and you can't go wrong with making shadows. The more the merrier. Depth is your friend. See that? Get it down in there. Don't do them all the same. Just here and there. A real deep cut gives such depth to your carving. See that? Watch this. Okay. Look at that. I'm going to dedicate quite a bit of time now to really fine-tuning all the hair. I'm going to take a number small 11, small V tools, and just really get the hair in here. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with that. I've given you the basic talking points, and yeah, it's just going to be getting the hair in there, and then we'll come back, pop some pupils in there, and boy, we just about got this guy licked. Well, I got lots of hair in there, but to be honest, I could probably spend another half an hour putting even more hair in there. But I'm liking our little fella here. And I was looking at him going, one thing I forgot to do was I didn't give him any extra bags. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to now. Instead, I think I'm just going to take my little 2 mil V-tool. Just give him some little wrinkles. I can try not to be exactly the same on both sides, but let's give him some wrinkles here. Because he's gonna have more wrinkles than me, and I got wrinkles there. So. A few more crow's feet over here. My head in front of the camera. Alright. Well, in the beginning I said this is going to be my whittle stick. I'm going to put faces all over. But guaranteed, this is going to be a done project here. So I'm going to draw in some eyes here. Pupils, I should say. And I'm just going to take my knife. Where is it? Nice sharp knife here. Put a little stop cut above. Just like so. Then I'm just going to take my knife. I'm just going to swing it around like that. Take a couple passes. There we go. Like so. Same thing on this side. Swing it around. Alright. Now, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to take a little 2mm number 11 here. I'm just going to turn it. Let's see if I can get a little hole in there. Like so. There we go. A drill bit would work too for some. Drill bit will give you a little bit of a darker depth. In fact, let's do that. I'm gonna grab a drill bit. I'm gonna take this drill bit and I'm just gonna go, because it's gonna give a nice cleaner, darker shadow. See that? We get a little more depth, so it gives it more shadow. Yes, that's it. That's better. All right. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get back here. Have a look straight at him. Okay. Boy. I think barring a little bit of cleanup, I think we got him. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this oil on this guy. This oil is Terra Nova Nature Oil, circa 1850. It's just an all-purpose oil. It's safe to use, and won't combust. I believe it's food safe as well. And I just like it just to highlight these shadows. I'm not going to paint this guy. A lot of my earlier things were always painted, and I'm really learning to love the not painting. But isn't he going to be a good-looking guy? So, all right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to oil him, and then we'll wrap her up. There it is. Look at this guy. I need to get a better light on that. I'm going to give that 7 out of 10. I'm very happy with it. I love working with found wood, and I got all these beaver chews, and like I said, I started out thinking this was going to be a doodle, and then I went a little bit bigger on the face, and then that's a piece by itself. So very pleased with it overall. One thing I noticed, okay? So if I'm going to critique something on this, I would say when I look at the profile is good from the nose, the forehead. My chin could be out a little bit more. All right, that could come out more that way. That would be my takeaway for that. Next time, cut the nose and cut the nose, and then cut the beard out more. Don't come up under the nose, come out from the nose. So give it a little bit more chin, but I mean, it's passable. Nobody's gonna say boo, and if they say something, it's time for them to go home, right? So that is my project, and I know this was a long one, but I think we covered a lot. I'm very happy with the process and the taping. Hopefully it's not too boring, but this is the kind of thing I want to do more of, and I'm going to. So that's that, and I look forward to summertime when I can go and do some Jeep camping, find some wood. I'll be the traveling Woodspirit carver. That's what I think would be fantastic. But anyway, this video is long enough. Don't forget, woodcarvingillustrated.com, promo code LINKER, all caps, LINKER. Check out that magazine, get yourself a subscription, and get some little extra goodies with it too. And you can't go wrong. Like I said, I love the magazine, I love the people, and I love working with something that's so related to what I'm doing. And like I said, I've thrown away lots of other sponsorships that have nothing to do with what I do, but this one just fits, and I'm just happy to be working with them. And you're going to see more of them in the future, and you're going to see more of these guys in the future. And I'm going to stop talking because I've got a disaster to clean up. And thanks for watching. See you next time.